The No Fate channel, checking in. I just spent $956 today at Pep Boys. So on this episode of Dad's Used Car, I'm going to go over how you can save money on those big ticket repairs and maintenance items. And we're going to talk about when is the right time to finally trade in that used car. I am dedicated to helping you dads. Part of being a dad is managing those household expenses. One of the largest expenses for any household is transportation. The best way to save on transportation, keep your car running as long as possible until the wheels fall off. So on this series, I give you tips and tricks and things that I have done to save money on my vehicles and make sure that those vehicles run well for as long as possible. Today, I'm going to go over the 4 steps that I used to save money on my recent massive maintenance on my Honda Odyssey. And then we're going to talk about when is the right time to turn in that used vehicle. When's the time to finally part ways and move on. There are a ton of financial benefits for running your car and owning it as long as possible. Unfortunately, one of the biggest side effects is that as your car ages, it's going to require more maintenance. My 16-year-old Honda Odyssey has low mileage, but unfortunately, it's 16 years old and things do tend to go. My recent visit and my recent checkup at the local Pep Boys did reveal that not only did I need new brake pads and rotors, that the calipers in the rear of the vehicle were sticking and needed to be replaced. So that is going to be a huge bill. Unfortunately, we don't like spending money on this channel. So here are the 4 tips that I used to save money off the top. Number 1, I looked for rebates. Pep Boys was having a rebate on brake pads. A lot of these chain maintenance facilities do have some type of promotional rebates for your standard repairs, whether it's batteries or brakes or what have you. So I was able to save $120 over the 2 sets of front and rear brake pads. Also, I was able to get a 20% off maintenance coupon, so I was able to save 20% off on top of that entire bill, bringing that bill down to $956, which again, still quite large, still a very large repair for such an old vehicle, but I was glad to at least save that $120 off the top and then 20% after that. Once I got the bill down to $956, I wasn't done trying to squeeze as much savings out as possible. One of the nice things about going to chain repair shops is that they oftentimes have rewards programs. Pep Boys is no different. I have been a longtime member of their rewards program, and this repair for $956 did earn me $65 in future credit at Pep Boys. So even though it's not necessarily direct cash, it is going to go towards a future bill and should save me $65 down the road. The last minor trick I used before cashing out in hopes of wringing out as much savings as possible on this big bill was to make sure that I paid using a cash back credit card. Many of you have credit cards that give you points or cash back. My credit card gives me 1% cash back, so I was able to save $9.56. Not that much considering the size of the bill, but better that $9.56 in my pocket than in someone else's. One of the toughest decisions with owning an older vehicle, trying to squeeze out as much money as possible from that vehicle, is knowing when to trade it in. When do you just forget about making the repair, trade it in or sell the vehicle for as much money as possible and simply move on? Or in my case is what I did this time, make the repair and kind of sign on for using that vehicle for another year or two after making that very large repair. And I find that that is probably the toughest decision for every person to make. Oftentimes people will either trade in their vehicle too soon or they wait far too long and they pay through the nose with repair after repair after repair. For my Honda Odyssey, the decision is extremely easy. First, it has almost no trade-in value. So if I sold the vehicle, I wouldn't actually get any money towards a new vehicle. Second, the insurance on the vehicle is almost nothing. I have just the bare minimum of insurance on that vehicle. I'm only really covered for my persons and anyone else that I might hit, but the vehicle itself isn't going to be paid to be repaired. So there's little expense with regards to that. The excise tax, number 3 on the vehicle, is extremely low. There's almost, again, no annual cost for owning the vehicle. And 4, and probably I think the most important with respect to anyone thinking of trading in a vehicle, is reliability. That Honda Odyssey is extremely reliable. It has all of the bells and whistles that came with the Honda Odyssey at the year of that manufacture, which was 2005. It has all the airbags, the side curtain airbags, the anti-lock brakes, the stability, all the bells and whistles. So it's not only a safe car, but it's reliable. I'm not really concerned that if I go to start it in the morning, it's not going to start up, or I'm going to have issues on the highway with drivability. And a repair like this wasn't something like the motor, something that is more functional. It's something that typically will wear out with time, and that is the brake pads and the rotors. Unfortunately, the calipers did go. The telltale sign for me with regards to when it is the right time to finally sell your vehicle and move on is when it stops being reliable. When you're concerned on a regular basis it's not going to start in the morning, or more importantly, when you're concerned while you're driving that it's just not a safe vehicle, it's not going to handle correctly. When you do make the decision to sell, or when you're considering that you're on like, a very short timetable to get rid of that car, I would say don't make any repairs. I personally, and this is just speaking from my experience, find that making repairs before you sell the car isn't worth it. You're not going to get that money back. Most often, places like CarMax or even dealerships don't care that the cars need specific repairs. They're not concerned about that. And oftentimes, if you sell it yourself personally, as long as you list what's wrong with your car, you will find a lot of people willing to put in the work, because many people, unlike myself, are actually handy and they can do the work themselves, saving a lot of money on the actual maintenance fee and they don't have to pay for the parts. Hopefully you found this video informative. Let me know in the comments below which used vehicle you're running with, what the year, make, and model, and of course, how many miles are on it. If you came this far in the video, you know what to do. Give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you be a great parent to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I provide ideas and insights to help you save time, money, and your sanity. 3 things that are in short supply for every parent out there.